Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you all have been staying warm throughout all this. We lost our well pump due to the freeze, unfortunately, and have had no water all week. So hopefully it will be fixed today by the time you're seeing this, because it's no fun to have no water. Luckily, I have another property that we use for our inventory that has water. So we've been taking our showers there, and a friend is helping me with washing clothes. So it's been a little hectic around here. But today I'm going to share with you high dollar sales. And these are ones, if you want to get your average sales price up or make more money for less work, are the type of items that you need to be looking for. We have 14 from eBay. We actually had 4 from Poshmark, which is really nice. We did not have any on Mercari, and we had 5 on Etsy. So pretty good mix there. If you are not cross posting, definitely give that a try. And if you have never tried List Perfectly, I will give a code for you to get a free month of List Perfectly. Try it out on me and List Perfectly. It is definitely worth it, in my opinion. Even if you are a smaller seller, having your items available on multiple platforms is a game changer. And it makes us a lot more money. So let's go ahead, take a look. There are going to be 24 items from all the platforms that sold for over $50. I'm going to tell you where I found them. I will tell you what I paid. I will tell you how long they took to sell and my expected profit. We are starting off over on Etsy with this antique Dane craft sterling silver acorn leaf necklace. This one sold fast. It sold in under a month for $144.99. I paid $20 for this one. So this one is going to be a $95 profit. Absolutely amazing. Jewelry has been doing wonderful for us over on Etsy. Here is that sterling silver mark. And I will, after this item, go ahead and throw up a little preview demonstration for you of the new microscope or magnifying lens that we got for jewelry. It is absolutely wonderful. And if you're selling jewelry, I think it is an excellent tool to have. And this one was a really great profit, and it was sourced from an online estate auction. All right, so here's a little microscope, and you can see I've got a chain under there, and it's just sitting on my lap on my laptop, and it plugs in with the USB. You can use a card and save pictures. So here I can adjust till I get it in focus, which is nice because I cannot see it close. So that's one. And then I've also got a little watch here I just wanted to show you. So for me, I'm mainly wanting it to be able to read stuff on there, and I can actually raise this up. Let's see. We'll raise it up higher. Okay, so it's raised up. I'm gonna put the watch under there. And I have it upside down. Let's see. So here, we'll get the watch under there, because it's really hard for me to see. And then look at how perfect that is. So I can read like base metal, stainless steel back, the model number, which I wouldn't be able to do without this. And it's really, if you see, it's really little. Again, it's just on my lap with the USB. And then you can, again, you can put a card in to take pictures, which these would be much better than the pictures we get with the phone. So, yeah. Another jewelry item, another fast sale. This is an Art Deco sterling silver snake, marcasite serpent. Marcasite's been doing good for me. I don't want to curse it, but it was taking forever, and lately it's been selling fast. This one was listed less than a month. I paid $10 for it in an online auction lot. So it is going to be a $64 profit. And this one is just a super cool piece with jewelry, snakes, serpent, dragons, any animals, honestly, that I find in sterling silver, I have done very, very well with. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. This piece was pretty cool. It is a vintage sterling silver with gold overlay. It is a bar link bracelet. This one sold in under a month as well for $70. I paid $10 for this in an online estate jewelry lot. So it is going to be a $48 profit. Really, really pretty piece. Jade is something to definitely keep an eye out for. This one was very well made. You can see the safety chain there. Beautiful, beautiful bracelet right at that 7 inches. It is just shy of 14 grams. You can see the silver marking, and it did have that gold vermeil on it. Some of it was worn off though, but this was a beautiful bracelet and a very fast sale. Malachite is another stone to keep your eye out for. Malachite, jade. I also do very well with Larimar, which is a light blue stone. Of course, turquoise, just to give you guys a few ideas. So this is a pair of vintage Native American sterling malachite teardrop earrings. They sold for $59.99 in under a week. These were a very, very fast seller. I picked these up for $10 in an online auction lot. I am having to pay a little bit more for some of the sterling now that the price has risen. This is still a $40 profit. Very, very fast. Super cool pair of earrings. Here you can see that FW sterling stamp, and we do zoom in on it a little bit closer. And these were about an inch without that, I don't even know, the hook claw hanging thing. I don't even know what to call it. And very, very happy with this sale and as fast as it sold. Moving over to Poshmark, this is a set of 3 vintage Joan Rivers bee brooches, and I lotted them up because together they were only worth right at $20, and I want to get my average sales price up. So these sold for $56. The payout was $44. I actually paid close to $15 for these, so they're close to a $30 profit. And Joan Rivers, it depends on the colors in the bees. Some of them are worth well over $100. So here you can see that Joan Rivers stamp. Watch out for them. Mine were all solid colors, but there are quite a few of her bees that are worth over 100. Moving over to Poshmark are these amazing uranium Vaseline glass swans. These are only 3 inches. They're very, very small. I did a lot of 2 to get that average sales price up. These sold for $80. The payout was $62. I actually got these for $10. So they are $52 profit, and they sold in under a month. And you can see I am showing them fluorescing as my top picture. Here they are in just regular light. I find with my stuff that glows with the UV light that it is better to show it glowing. There is that bee in the diamond for Boyd Glass, and amazing sale on these on Poshmark. I would have expected these to sell on Etsy or eBay first, but they sold on Posh for $80 very, very fast. This was a really, really cool piece, and it sold very fast. It sold in under a month on Poshmark. This is a Raymond Waits ceramic leopard punch bowl or soup tureen with the ladle. It was 17 inches. It sold for $190. My payout was $152, and I paid about $40 for this. So it's a $110 profit. I did buy this from an online estate auction. That is where the majority of my higher dollar items come from. Really cool. This was clearly marked, and it was made in China, but the comps were there. I knew that it would sell high. You can see it does have a tiny chip on the ear. We do want to make sure to show that. And it was almost 8 pounds. So we did have to pay a little bit more for that Poshmark label. So actually our profit's going to be closer to $100. Moving over to eBay. First up is this vintage Navajo sterling silver ring. I did put Christian turquoise inlay. I didn't even put fish and cross in this, which is surprising to me. It sold in under a month. Very, very fast. I only paid $5 for this. It sold for $59.99. This one's a $45 profit. very, very fast. And here you can see we do show it on the ring holder. I'll pop up my link to my Amazon items for the jewelry display items we use. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous ring and very, very fast sale. And I said it on my last regular What Sold video, but I do very well with religious jewelry. This one took forever, but I wanted to put it up here just to kind of refresh your minds. I don't feel like I've shown many empty boxes. It has been over 2 years since I got the lot. I got a 30-foot U-Haul truck full of them though. This is a Hermes 18 by 15 by 4 box. Sold it for 50% off for $52. I only paid $2. This is a $40 profit. If you do not know, empty boxes sell. Watch for them at estate sales. Watch for them at garage sales. I got lucky and somebody contacted me because I had some for sale and they asked me if I wanted to buy more, and it ended up in me renting a 30-foot U-Haul and driving 5 hours down to South Florida to pick them up. You've got to love the fast sales, especially when it is vintage linen. This is a vintage tablecloth that sold in a week. It sold for full price of $69.99. I am only $5 into this. This is almost a $55 profit, and it sold fast. So you can see I put vintage blue and white floral tablecloth, Southern Mansion, dogwood, and roses. And this is a absolutely beautiful print. Got it for very, very cheap. And it did have one spot here, so we did want to show that. And with the vintage linens, they can sell fast like this in a week, or they can take over a year. So just be careful if you're newer, how many you're getting if you have limited storage. These Penzo plates and bowls have been on every video since I got them. And I keep getting lowball offers, and I've sold well over half of them close to full price. So this is a 10-inch bowl. It sold for $89.99. I paid $10 for this. It is a $64 profit. If you have not seen them in my previous videos, watch for Penzo. Here you can see it is a shallow bowl, very, very clearly signed. It is signed by who painted it, and it has the Penzo stamp. So I had never seen Penzo before, but I got the entire collection, or I won about half. Half of them did go too high, but I won this collection, and I will be definitely looking for these because they are selling very, very fast. I'm not going to scroll through the pictures on this one. I just wanted to show you the buyer bought 2 of these bowls. So these have been incredible, incredible profits. Again, do not forget about Penzo Zimbabwe. This was a very, very fast J. King sale. This one sold in a month for a best offer of $90. I paid $20 for this, so it is a $56 profit. And I got it from an online estate auction. This one is spiny oyster and turquoise, which is very popular. So there's another one to add to your lists of look for, is the spiny oyster. And here you can see this one was very chunky. And there is that DTR China and the heart charm you want to look out for. That is how you know they are J. King. I did have somebody tell me that the new J. King pieces are marked with JK instead of DTR. So I don't know if he broke off from the Desert Rose Trading Company or if he has just got a new line on his own. But this was an incredible sale, very, very fast. Another one that sold in just over a week. This is a glass Christmas tree topper. It was European crafted. It was in that original box. Sold for a best offer of $85. I paid about $15 for this, making it about a $56 profit. Very, very fast though, under a week, and it is February. So if you think Christmas doesn't sell year round, I will tell you, you are wrong. This was an amazing piece. We did have that original box, and I got this in an online auction lot. Now you can see here, if I zoom in, this was 75% off of $5 originally. And I sold it for $85. So those price tags really mean nothing when you are comping items on the secondhand market. a $90 brooch. This one went international and it sold in 3 months. This is little, guys. This is under 2 inches. If you do not know, watch for these bird brooches. This one is a Takahashi carved wood bird brooch. And I did put green and yellow, sold for 90. I paid less than $5 for this one. So this one is close to a $70 profit. And I actually just listed 2 more. So Takahashi is definitely something that you want to watch out for in these realistic hand-painted wood birds, because the value on these is absolutely stunning. 3 months to sell this Beatles Yellow Submarine bank. It was from 2000. It sold for $150. I paid $10 for this one. So it is $120 profit. It was in its original box. It was bought in a Beatles lot on an online estate auction. And a lot of you have said, oh, I can't find lots. You've looked. I will tell you, a lot of auctions don't do lots, but once I find auctions that do, I make sure to ask them when they are doing their auctions, and I buy repeatedly from the same auctions. So once you find one that does do lots, watch it and learn when their auctions are coming out. And to find these originally, though, it took me hours and hours of scrolling. Now, this is one from an auction that I drive about 2.5 hours to pick up, but the majority of my jewelry comes to me shipped. These bookends took well over 2 years to sell. They took a 60% off offer, but they sold for $120 and I paid $20. So they're an $80 profit. I probably would pick these up again. They're not that big. They're not breakable. They are bend-sible. I identified that using Google Lens. You can see here, they're just a little over 5 inches. There is the bottom. These were worn, and I think that's what took so long for them to sell. Had these been in good condition, I think they would have sold well over the $300 point. Another fast sale. These sold for a best offer of $125 in under a month. And this was a name I was not familiar with until I bought this lot. So they sold for $125. I did pay $25 for the set, but they are still an $80 profit. And these are by Julie Voss. I put Catalina Hammered Gold Moonstone set. And I got quite a few. I want to say it was between 3 and 5 pieces of her jewelry. So here you can see these are simply costume. They are marked JV for Julie Voss. And I was not familiar with her work, but when I see lots by a maker that are signed on an estate auction, I will Google them and look them up. And I've learned so many higher dollar jewelry designers to keep an eye out for by doing that. This is a handkerchief. This is not a big scarf. And it took it a year to sell, but it sold for $120. I am only $1 in. This one is going to be a $95 profit. It is a rare Peter Millar tropical bird linen pocket square or handkerchief. Watch for Peter Millar and do your research. So incredible piece. And this one actually has that tag. There is the Peter Millar. There is 100% linen. It was made in Italy. If you do not know, handkerchiefs can be big, big money. But as I said earlier, with these linens, they can sell in a week or they can sell in a year. And this one took a year, but I definitely would pick this one up again. I love selling flatware, and this pair or this set sold in under a month for $127. I am only about $25 in. They are an $80 profit. These are Washington Forge, Town and Country, stainless brown walnut handle, and got these from an online estate auction. Flatware is another thing that I look up if I am not familiar. And this set, I think if you just looked at it, you probably wouldn't have known. There is that WF for the Washington Forge. They are stainless steel, and amazing sale on these. Very, very fast. Our highest selling item sold in under a week. This is a Swarovski large Felix the Christmas tree figurine. I paid $130 for this one, and it sold for the $327. So this one is close to $160 profit in under a week. Watch for big Swarovski. I also got a large tulip that is worth more than this. And you can see here, we do show that swan signature on it. This one is 7 inches, so very, very big piece. And we did not have the original box for this, and it still sold for that $327 or $337 very, very fast. All right, that was everything. I hope you enjoyed some amazing high dollar sales. A lot of it was jewelry. I love, love, love buying jewelry. If you're not looking at jewelry, I would start. If you're lucky and in a place like some of my friends, you might be able to buy sterling bags at the thrift store. My thrift stores, unfortunately, don't have jewelry in them, the majority of them. And if they do, it's not that great. So I buy mine all from online estate auctions. And again, that is where I would say 90% of my higher dollar sales come from. I really do appreciate you watching. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one.